And greetings everybody, and welcome to another JeSter Reviews. And to complete my review of the Picard pack, I'd like to bring you the third ship in that pack, which is the Stargazer. And yeah, she's quite a nice ship actually. I really do like the look of her, to be honest with you. Now I know Captain Picard, in his description of her in one of the many Next Generation episodes, I think it was the one with Scotty, I think he described her as an overworked and underpowered ship. And indeed there is a little bit of history behind this ship. This was one of the first ships that, well, then Ensign Picard served on, and he distinguished himself in an incident, and Starfleet was so pleased with the way he handled himself in that incident they made him the captain of the Stargazer. Now you'd think with Captain Picard's illustrious career he would have gone on to have some fine adventures in this ship, but indeed he had a little bit of a checkered history with this ship. One of the stories behind the ship was during the Cardassian Wars, he was sent to negotiate a truce, and as an act of good faith he lowered the shields. Well, the Cardassians, being the honourable race that they are, did the honourable thing and opened fire, and Captain Picard was very lucky to get away with his ship intact, albeit, yes, a little bit battered and bruised for the experience. Yes, no wonder they don't, most of the Next Generation crew don't trust the Cardassians. But anyhow, moving on. The next incident, which actually resulted in Captain Picard being given a court-martial, was in an incident which would be termed the Battle of Maxia, where he was actually attacked by an unknown vessel. Now the unknown vessel would initially become to known as a Ferengi warship, and the Ferengi warship damaged the Stargazer so badly that Captain Picard and his crew had to abandon her, which led to his ultimate court-martial. But not before he did what was called the Picard Manoeuvre, and we'll demonstrate that today, where his ship appears in two places at once. However, because he lost his ship, Starfleet Command were not very pleased with him, and he ended up getting a court-martial for it. But eventually the charges were dismissed, and he would later then go on to captain the Enterprise. Now he would again come across the Stargazer while in command of the Enterprise, when he was greeted by a Ferengi called Damon Bok, who informed him that it was actually his son that Captain Picard killed during the Battle of Maxia, as the Ferengi would come to call it. And yes, there developed another storyline, which I won't go into too much detail because I'm sure you're getting tired of me going around and around and around. But anyhow, there she is. So, without further ado, let's have a quick look at the build, shall we? This build has 3 weapons to the front and 3 weapons to the rear. The first weapon is the Quantum Phase Beam Array, which is part of a 2-piece set with the Quantum Phase Torpedo. There is a 3-piece set for this, which I normally run, but as you can see, I'm running out of console space, so unfortunately I'll just have to resort to 2. I'm also running a normal phaser beam array and the Terran Task Force phaser beam, which is also part of a set, but again, due to the lack of console space, yes, I'm just running this. The aft weapons, I'm running an omni-directional phaser beam. We've spoken about the torpedo and the advanced inhibiting phaser omnidirectional beam array, which is again part of a set. But yes, same old story. I've not got enough room, so I'm just running this singularly. The deflector is an elite fleet intervention protomatter deflector array. Now the impulse engine, now I've got to get this right because I'm on my 14th take now, so for some strange reason I cannot pronounce innovated. So here we go. This is the prevailing innovated impulse engines. There we go, I did it. What was so hard about that? Anyway, moving on. Now the warp core is the Delta Alliance Trajector warp core, and this I'm just testing out and comes as a result of me experimenting with PvP. I quite like the Trajector warp core self-transport as a means of getting you out of trouble in PvP, but I just thought I'd try this out. Now there is another console which another warp core which does exactly the same, and that is the, is it this one? Yes, the Temporal Defense Initiative warp core does exactly the same, but I like the stats on this one, being that you get plus 2.5 additional shield power, plus 5 maximum shield power, allows your shield power to exceed 125. There we go. Plus 21.3 Starship Shield subsystem performance. That was a real tongue twister, wasn't it? Have to be careful with those words because you could come out with something that you didn't intend to say. But anyway, moving on. What else is there? 7.5 of your auxiliary power to your shield power as a bonus power. Quite like the sound of that. 21.3 Starship Drain expertise, improves energy and shield drain resistance to same. Starship Electroplasma System flow by improves power transfer rate by 21.3. 3.3% all damage per subsystem with 75 or more power. Current total 3.3%. Add 7.5% of your weapon power to your shield power as bonus power. And then we've talked about the warp core self-teleport trajector, which transports you 5 kilometers forward in your current facing position, and 4,905 stealth for 2 seconds, and it has a 1 minute 30 second recharge. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go. The shields, this is the Tilly shield from the Discovery set, which I quite like, and we've spoken about the rear weapons. In the devices, now I'm going to swap these out because these can be taken from my inventory. So in my devices I'm running a weapons battery, red matter capacitor, weapons battery, and the Kobayashi Maru transponder. Engineering consoles, we have the bio-neural infusion circuits, Trellium deplating, which gives us a 26.2 Starship hull capacity and the 17.5 all damage resistance rating. The console warp burst capacitor, this is the thing that gives us the Picard maneuver, and I'll show you how that works in a little while. Universal hostile acquisitions, which is giving me Starship control expertise plus 30 and plus 30 accuracy rating. Tachyokinetic converter, which is a 29.5 Starship control expertise, 39.4% flight turn rate, which this ship actually needs. 1.3 critical chance, and a 13.1 critical severity. And finally, we're running the Universal Dynamic Power Redistributor module. Now, I did check this up following my previous review on the exchange, and the cheapest one I found, which was, I think it was a week ago, was 15 million EC. I haven't checked it up recently, but anyhow, this can only be acquired if you're a Federation aligned player by obtaining the Atlas. Now, if you're a KDF Romulan aligned player, if you're a KDF aligned player, you can actually acquire this on the exchange, and it is considered one of the best consoles in the game, so I'd highly recommend that. Right, so let's visit the bridge. Now, just to let you know, this starship did not come with its own bridge, which I thought was rather disappointing given the cost of the Picard pack. Now, I'm pleased that I'm reviewing the Picard pack because we'll be coming up to Black Friday soon, and for what you get for 12,000 Zen, yes, it was a lot of Zen to pay for a 3-ship pack, but I think it was actually worth it. But when it comes up to Black Friday, they may reduce these packs, and if they do, and you haven't got any of what's been advertised in the Picard pack, I would highly recommend them, to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of players out there who don't rate the Picard pack, but I do, because I didn't have any of the unique bridges. Now, what I find disappointing is I didn't have a unique bridge for this ship. The only unique bridge that you get is the one for the Enterprise, the original Enterprise that was on the Next Generation, and we did that in my last review. This bridge is what I have purchased, and it's the Brotherhood Bridge. And what I did was I tried to think of what kind of bridge this Stargazer would have, and I thought, yes, it'd have to be a pretty sturdy looking bridge, something that was, you know, a working bridge, if you like. So that's what I tried to achieve in putting the Brotherhood Bridge on. Right, so without me yabbering away any further, let's go to the bridge and do a quick tour of the ship, shall we? So here we are on the Brotherhood Bridge. Now, from the Next Generation episode where Picard actually visited the Stargazer Bridge, you can obviously see that it's nothing like the Stargazer Bridge which was portrayed in the Next Generation. However, I thought it would be better than letting you see the standard bridge, which is normally used by Cryptic, which I'm not entirely happy about, to be honest with you. But anyhow, I do like this bridge, and I think it does make the ship look a little bit like a working ship, if you like. So let's have a quick look around, shall we? And what on earth is this chap doing? Hello, Mr. Potato Head. What were you doing then, if you don't mind me asking? You're what? You're a mime? What do you mean you're a mime? You're a bridge officer. What do you mean your body is a tool? Who do you think you are? Marcel Marceau? Marcel Marceau? You don't know who Marcel Marceau is? Well, he was a mime artist, an Earth mime artist, in the 20th and 21st century. So, yes, look him up. And yes, stop miming and get on with your job, will you please? Honestly, what? I sometimes worry about you, you know. A mime. He's doing it again, look. He's miming. Hello, hello, crewman. I see you've ignored standard orders in. You've been on an Iconian mission, which is why you're still in your Iconian armor. Right, okay then. How long have you been on this mission? I think you've been on this mission for the last 8 months since we've been doing reviews. Right, well, okay, well, carry on, crewman, carry on. And what's going on here? What? And what are all these numbers, crewman? You're doing what? You're reviewing last week's lottery numbers, using the ship's powerful computer to try and predict the next lottery result. Well, that's absolutely outrageous. A complete waste of Starfleet resources. Have you got the numbers? They don't come up. These are ones. Right, okay, yeah, thank you. Right. But yes, complete waste of Starfleet resources. Just send me those numbers, will you? If you don't mind. Yes, okay, carry on. And oh yes, we have another crewman still in Iconian armor. Hello, you look quite ominous in that armor, crewman. Are you? What do you mean you're undercover? You're on the bridge. You're on the bridge. How can you be undercover? Dear me, carry on. Yes, crewman. What? You're reviewing last week's lottery numbers as well. All right. And yes, you do realise it's a complete waste of Starfleet resources. Is this? It's inappropriate. What numbers did you get, by the way? What's coming up? Really? Oh. Well, just let me know what you get, will you? Yeah. Okay. Yes, complete waste of resources. And here we have 2 fine officers, you see, who are doing what they should be doing. This is fantastic. Look at this. Oh yes, do like these stations. These are quite good, aren't they? Don't seem to be doing much though, you two. What's going on? You're just staring at the screen. Oh right, okay. Well, you seem to be in complete control here. Carry on, carry on. Oh, another crew member in Iconian armor. Hello, crew member. Are you going on a mission to Iconian or something? Yeah, you are. All right. And when do you depart? Shortly. Right. Okay. Well, I'll leave you to it then. Don't make a habit of being out of uniform, will you? I'm having a hell of a job getting the other 2 back into uniform. Well, this is a riveting bridge today. We have a mime, we have an Iconian, and we have someone who's dabbling in lottery numbers. Right, okay, let's have a look at my ready room. Ah, wonderful. So we have, as always, the trophy cabinet is going to be the bank. I've always said, I'm not surprised. That's where you would have a bank, wouldn't it, in a trophy cabinet? What is this? Don't know what this is. I've forgotten now. Access to library files, I believe. And this is duty officer console. Oh my word! Just look at the state of this plant in this. This is horrendous. Never liked this one. And look at this one. Looks like we've got a giant goldfish swimming through whatever it is it's swimming through. Well, I don't know what it is. I suppose it's better than that monstrosity. Like a giant onion. And oh, we have the fish tank. At least these fish are swimming around, unlike Captain Picard's tank in his ready room, where that one was just frozen in time. Yeah, I quite like this ready room. It's not too bad, apart from the plants. And yes, we've got a decent view there. Excellent. Right. Moving on. As you were, crew, carry on, carry on. How are you doing with those numbers? Excellent. Just keep me in the loop. Right. Okay. So let's go have a quick look round, shall we? So we'll visit. Where will we go? Let's go to the crew deck. Here we are on the crew deck. What's in here? Ah, this is the equivalent to 10 forward, where you come for your R&R. Very luxurious, isn't it? Spared no expense in refitting the Stargazer with this luxurious equivalent to 10 forward. Excellent, yes. Right. I won't be using those replicators. Last time I used a replicator here, I activated the self-destruct system, so we don't want to do that, do we? Right, let's move on. Let's see what else there is. Nothing in... Oh, what's in here? Ah, this is my quarters. Wow, this is... could have a football match in here, couldn't you? Look at those windows. Wouldn't like to be the window cleaner who deals with those. Oh, lovely view, isn't it? Excellent. Bedroom. I must admit, I think I'd be a little nervous sleeping here with all these stars as a backdrop. Or would I? I don't know. Just gives a sense of huge scale, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Might bring on my agoraphobia. Right, let's make it to the next deck. If I can remember where we're going. Actually, I forgot to check in here. What's in here? Ah, what is this? Ah, Sickbay. That's really cool, isn't it? Sickbay. Ah, Doctor, I'd just like to talk to you about one of my crewmen. Yes, well, you gave him some tablets the other day. You told him to take one and skip Tuesday, and you told him to take another one and skip Wednesday, and you told him to take another one and skip Friday. Well, with all that skipping, he's broken his leg. So, yeah, please could you refrain from telling my crew to do some skipping, please? Oh, if you don't mind. Anyway, carry on. He was a friendly chap, wasn't he? Right, so let's go and have a look at engineering. So here we are in engineering. Oh, here we go. What's this? Well, this is the transporter room. That's quite cool, isn't it? In here we... Oh, I thought that was the engineering. Where on earth's engineering? So here we are, engineering. Wow, this is huge, isn't it? Wowzers. Yes, I've been here before on another ship, but I do enjoy wandering around these ships. Some of them are really well designed. Cryptic should do a lot more of them, I think. Is this door open? Never been through here, no. Wow. Big warp core that, isn't it? Very big warp core. Don't make them like this anymore, you know. All these small dinky warp cores that you can get now. Don't make them like this anymore. Thank you, crewman. Right, okay. Right, so, oops, I'm lost now. Where are we going? Oh, there we go. Right, let's, oh, not that way. Let's head off back to the bridge, shall we? Oh my word, we have a problem. A bridge, this is the captain. We've lost the corridor. Now I've lost me. Oh, now I'm back again. Oh my word. What? Oh. What on earth's going on here? I could have swore I saw the whole corridor open to space there. Right. Well, let's head off back to the bridge. And just report my findings. Number one. There appears to be a little bit of a problem on the engineering deck. What do you mean, what kind of a problem? Well, half the corridor actually disappeared into the middle of space. It vanished. What do you mean, was I hallucinating? No, I wasn't hallucinating. Oh, never mind. Just check, make sure everything's alright. The structural integrity, make sure the structural integrity of the ship is okay. It is. What do you mean, am I on drugs? Well, it was there one minute and it was gone the next. It's there and it's fine. Well, I must have hallucinated it then, that's all I can say. Right. Right, well, until I get this business sorted out with the engineering deck, which appears to have, well, it did disappear, I'm sure it did. Anyway, until we get that resolved. Meanwhile, what we'll do is we'll take the Stargazer on a little Japori run, shall we? And see how she performs under fire. And we'll have a go at that Picard manoeuvre as well. Right, so here we are in the Japori sector. Let's get the Stargazer underway, shall we? And see what she can do. I'm a little worried actually because I'm putting this on advanced, so let's hope that she can cope. Oh well, she dispatched that ship quite well, didn't she? So this is the Picard manoeuvre. Are we ready? There we go, look. 2 Stargazers. Oh yeah, I'm quite impressed with this. So if we do the second trajector jump, there we go, it takes us a little bit closer. That'll come in very handy for PvP, I should imagine. I don't think I'll be running this the Stargazer in PvP. Yes, I don't think she'll last very long, to be fair. And when we've done this run, we'll just go through the build for you as well. I just thought I'd change things around a little bit just to freshen up the review process. Oh, there we go, we've got some behind us. It's a toughie, isn't it? Now when I took her out the other day, she wasn't this manoeuvrable. I think it's because I tweaked the consoles a little bit, and with the new engines, impulse and warp core, I think we've managed to get her to such a place where we can move around. Whereas before, she was very sluggish. But you know, if you pick our pack up in Black Friday, would reduce it. This is a ship that could actually use for character wide, and you could start a new character and eventually. I think is it rank T4 or T3 or something? It would serve. Yeah, it would. I'd use it. I think I'm going to start a new character and go through my other ships. I'm quite impressed with that, actually. I think we had a big 40,000 hit there, didn't we? Huge. There we go. Excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was quite cool, wasn't it? Not now. Now, we won't look at the stats, but what we will look at are the stations, because we're going to have to go back to Earth Sol to get the correct stats for this build. So, here we've got an Ensign Universal Station, which I've made tactical. We have a Lieutenant Tactical Station, and then we have a Lieutenant Commander Engineering Station. We then have an Ensign Engineering Station and a Lieutenant Science Station. So right, what we'll do, we'll head back to the Sol system and have a quick look at the statistics, shall we? So I shall see you in just a few minutes. Well, here we are, back in Earth Sol, and as promised, we'll have a quick look at the ship's statistics, shall we? So, as you can see, the hull is 50,630, which is a bit squishy really, isn't it? The shields, 17,202. Yeah. Now the resists are quite surprising actually. Late 20s, early 30s. Accuracy rating 72.8, which was very hard to do given this build. Critical chance 24.6. Again, the idea is to get that above 20%, and critical severity 138.1. The idea is to get that as high as you can, really, mainly above 120%. Actually, have I slipped up here? I did, because if I'd have put my Romulan character here, did it boost it? It did. It boosted the critical severity a little bit there. So I slipped up there a little bit, but it wasn't too much of a mistake, too much of an error. Right, so without further ado, I do hope you've enjoyed this review, and if you have liked it, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and tell others. So, until next time, this is JeSter signing off.